The final home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, home of the Ole Miss Rebels. As we'll see a team from the Pac-12, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. I guess they're not interested in kicking it away. They're lining up for an onside kick.
I got you. See, you good. I mean,
It looked as if he got a
shit, all good, Doc.
That's going to be a penalty. So the decision.
It was tripping, huh? Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy right there. This game be tripping sometimes, though. Shit, last time I played, it kept on not letting me or my opponent pick plays, and it got we ran out of timeouts and we ran out of pauses. End up kicking me for grieving. Yeah, it's crazy though.
To celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium,
Yeah.
home of the Ole Miss Rebels. As we'll see a squad from the Pac-12, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, taking on the 9th.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy.
The Ole
And
Miss
it.
Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis. Here with David Pollack.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Mississippi State about to put it away as we start the festivities. He'll bring it out. It's Lacey. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Finds his man on the left. Flying out to the left. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
I don't know why my players sucked in like that. I ain't do. I ain't commit to run. I don't know what they were doing. Yeah.
And he does the rest. He is so athletic, and he is going to be a problem for them.
Oh, they blocked the extra point. He's got it. He can take this back for two.
I about to say, bro. I about to say, nah, you get that shit that crazy.
Always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
I get lucky from time to time.
He'll bring it out. It's Evans. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
Exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill with that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Looking to pass. It's Coleman Hope. Quick strike complete. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
Yeah, and obviously great play by the offense to keep the drive alive, and also a good find by the quarterback on third down.
Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So many rich layers in this one. Dak coming off the bench, fumbles in the end zone to lose it, legs being hiked, coaches being fired. This has it all, guys.
And such proud people in the state of Mississippi that love their football. And it feels like, Palmer, these games always come down to something at the end of the game that's so fun and controversial.
What I love about this rivalry, too, is that historically there hasn't been a lot of conference championship implications or national title implications, but they play this game at the very end of the year, and it just matters so much in the state. Bragging rights for an entire season on the line.
The Land Sharks circling. Crowd getting this defense whipped up on third down. He wants to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down. And more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game. So you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him. He'll make those contested catches.
Grabbed behind the line, it's Thompson. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play, because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
Back to throw, it's Coleman Hope. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Guys, let's take a minute and talk about Ole Miss. Big moment in recruiting last week. 4-star defensive back, gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a 4-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. He plays so many DBs at one time. This is a position I feel like you can transition to college really well. The expectations for him are going to be high.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Ball down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Moving into scoring territory at the 36 on first down. The offense changing the play. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the right. Got his man. And right in the middle of tight coverage, and he still makes the grab at the 15.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
Pulls it and fires to the left. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Back to throw, it's Simmons. He's got it on the move. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
Everything seems to be working for this offense right now, and if they keep this up, this could get ugly by the fourth quarter.
The Rebels have it in scoring position on first and goal. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in the window. Good pass defense.
That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Rebels moving quickly to the line. They'll look to throw on third and goal. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Never a good time for a turnover, but it always seems a little worse when you're about to knock on the door of the end zone.
No doubt about it. And it's this area of the field, Reese, where your execution really has to be great. Because down in the red zone, the windows to throw into it for a quarterback, they're smaller, and they close a lot quicker. So you really have to be on the same page as your wide receiver. And that time, the offense and the QB simply would not be there.
A solid run there to create a little space. He's marked down at the 15.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Looks as if he's going to run it. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
Catch in the middle. It's Reese. And that's why you do explosive work in the weight room. Arm day's a good thing as he gets to the 23.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing it.
That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long, and you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of his break, and they executed it perfectly right there to pick up that first.
Mississippi State really efficient on offense right now. Give to the back. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Looking to throw, it's Croman Hope. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
Listen, you can't make every play. You can't cover everybody. But it's really nice when you get the bonus of swatting the ball down and making sure that quarterback doesn't get a completion and doesn't get a big play.
They'll throw on 3rd and short. Snagged in the middle. It's Thompson.
It's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
And the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Following Ole Miss' 1926 victory in Starkville, a melee between the fans ensued. Imagine that in this rivalry. So the two sides got together and said, what we need is a trophy to calm the passions of each side, and they settled on the Golden Egg. Thus, the Egg Bowl was born.
Yeah, what calms everybody down more than a golden egg? I mean, just the perfect recipe. We have all been in the booth calling these games. Jesse, we know the adrenaline, the emotion that goes into this football game.
Yeah, they do not like each other. There's no question. And the funny thing is, it's actually a golden football. Back in the 1920s, I guess the football looked a little bit more like an egg. It was a bit fatter, looked more like a rugby ball. So everybody calls it the Golden Egg now. It's a beautiful trophy. Sometimes Mississippi State's helmets resemble the trophy. This is a game we love watching.
Throws for the tight end. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own. Great field position.
Hey, at this point of the game, 4th and short, no problem going for it. 4th and medium, I think it's too early to start taking some of these chances. I think you need to just let the game play out a little bit and trust your defense.
Pulls it in. It's Stribling. Guys, let's take just a second and talk about Ole Miss. Every team needs those big dudes up front, and man, they got a mauler from the high school recruiting ranks. Big 4-star D lineman. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Well, you see the excitement from the fan base and the reaction. It's all over the place, and you understand why. Because just being able to have that size at that position, play the defensive line, is so important for these college teams. They'll fit right in.
Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires deep toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Oh, the offense just not able to come up with that. You knew that was going to be a bang-bang play, right? They're taking a shot into the end zone. That's going to have to be a contested catch on the back end, but he wasn't able to come up with it because of the hit.
Quarterback just flat and missed it. Incomplete.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw, it's Simmons. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Quarterbacks and receivers have got to be on the same page with respect to hot routes and sight adjustments. And those always happen when DBs come blitzing and they come running free like that. You can't put that one on the offensive line. That's on the QB and his receiver not being on the same page.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. To the air on first down. Got his man on the outside. Breaks into the open. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for a first.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. Back to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Thompson. And he'll go down, but not before the big pickup and the first down.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard. And now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to score some points here, hopefully a touchdown before this first half closes.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the first half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make a play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been able to ever find a rhythm. And this defense is making it really hard on him, forcing that one to fall incomplete.
And that was a nice throw by the QB. When you see that drag route coming across the field, how about putting the ball right on his numbers? Not high, not low, where he has to stop his momentum. Right on the numbers where he can catch it, keep running, and chew up some yards after the catch.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Dropping back, it's Croman Hope. Using his feet to buy time. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Takes it the other way. The 50. He's at the 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Rebels! The defense gets it done with a huge interception return. It is one thing to come up with the interception. No, don't stop there. Turn it into a score.
Make a big play and don't be content. That's right. Go out and make an even bigger play. And he does it. He makes the pick and then takes it all the way back to the house. Looked like a wide receiver, for goodness sakes. Turn on the Jets, making the big play.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? He sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
Looking downfield on first down. Steps away. Got rid of it just in time.
A really good job by the defense. They got to understand that boy can fly. So when he gets outside the pocket, I got to make sure I'm ready to go get him. You could tell he was still being a passer. He wanted to throw the football. Nice job closing under control. Getting it.
And the defense, they've got him at the 27. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
so Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Rebels will kick it away to crank up the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw, it's Croman Hope. Got his man. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on first down. Takes it on the shovel. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The Bulldogs want to pick up the tempo. From the gun, running back gets the give. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I gotta be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
The sure hands, it's Thompson. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they gambled in their own end, turn it over on downs, and now the other offense is set up.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuffed, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
They'll go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anyway.
Motion from the wideout. Got it behind the line. It's Stribling. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. You know, you think back on the Jackson Dart era at Ole Miss, best 3-year run in more than 50 years. Now Austin Simmons steps in, full of potential, Jesse, to lead the Rebels to further glory.
Quarterbacks have played so well under Lane Kiffin in recent years. You can even go ahead of Jackson Dart back to Matt Corral and what he was doing in that offense. So now the lefty takes over. This dude's got a lot of talent. He can make every single throw on the field. Lane Kiffin's playbook is completely at this guy's disposal, and because of that,
turning it on! Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Direct snap. It's Taylor. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
He stopped short on the two-point conversion attempt. They went right back to the well with the man who scored the touchdown, but he couldn't get it in for the two. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Back to pass, it's Croman Hope. Finds his tight end. He's out past the 35. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
And the Bulldogs are in the hurry-up. Handoff from the gun. Got the first down and more. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. After an abysmal first half, goose egg on the scoreboard, the offense trying to find itself. It's first down. Right back to the well. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Got it in the middle, it's Williams. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit, forcing the incompletion?
Now facing a 3rd and long. They'll run play action. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
And so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field, because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven if you try.
Intercepted, a turnover in their own territory. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
Oh, not able to hold his water, and the offense will have it stepped off against them. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty.
On the set. Get set, get set.
Scanning the field, it's Croman Hope. On the run, fires downfield. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
I love the attitude by this team now. You just got a critical takeaway. You're set up in amazing field position down in the red zone. Take a shot. Go right now. Throw it. Don't even wait. There's zero hesitation. Force the defense on the very first play of the drive to have to step up. And the defense did exactly that. If you're on offense here, I don't know. I'd just throw it again.
And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering for the score. This is a designed run. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Line of scrimmage is the 2, and they can pick up the first down here, but going for the touchdown here on 4th and short. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Mississippi State.
Ball is spotted at the 2. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They'll go for it here on 4th and short. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and the defense comes up with a stop.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
Hands it off. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They are a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Simmons. Fires to the right. A strike downfield. All out of space. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. The give to the tailback. He was looking for some place to put his foot in the ground, but the defense was everywhere, and he's knocked down behind the line.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Ooh, there's an example, Jesse, of a receiver making his quarterback look bad. Most of the time, they make it look good and cover up for him. All those balls y'all don't throw on line, but oof, that would hit him in a pretty good spot. He needs to come down with that one.
On third down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Punt is on its way. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. To the air, it's Croman Hope. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Here's a heat. This one's complete. He'll step out of bounds just short of the 25-yard line, and this offense has an explosive play early in the drive.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
This is a defense that's going to be aggressive, and they're not going to just sit back and rush 4 guys on that play. They're going to send the blitz. You're getting smaller, faster guys fighting fire with fire. You know this quarterback is athletic, but we've got fast guys too, and that time, that was a great play call defensively.
Rush is on him. First down and more. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. Mississippi State going up-tempo. Wants to go up top on first down. Sends it downfield. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. The sudden change on the turnover. Manning was looking for running room. Couldn't find that, but they'll have it at the 22.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passion, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Pressure got to the QB that time. He was trying to find his check down out of the backfield, but the hit forced the incompletion.
It'll be third and long. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Simmons. Good timing on the quick out. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick 6. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's high. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it 2 straight.
Going to take a shot at this DB. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
Pressure coming. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense picks it up. There he goes to the right. Touchdown, Mississippi State. The defense putting points on the board.
Hey, bro, I need some type of break. My quarterback ass.
Get to the quarterback, and don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
And the extra point is good. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Lacey. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
The defense, obviously, at this point is trailing. They need to get the football back. They're expecting run. They know the offense is going to try and bleed the clock, so you got to be good at the point of attack. They were right there. They gave up nothing on that run.
Trying play action. Fires to the wideout. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the roar of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Making side adjustments here. Dropping back, it's Simmons. Throws to the wideout. On target to the left.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
And the Rebels are rolling down the field. Caught in the backfield. It's Lee. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of yards.
Throws to the back. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Rebels send out the punt unit.
On to punt it away.
He'll take it on the return. Cover guys getting down to do their job, and they'll stop him at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. To the air on 1st down. That's caught. It's Williams. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Catch in the middle, it's Booth. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And that ball's on the ground behind the line. Defense covering it up.
Ain't no way there's a fumble.
Great job by the defense ending this ball game. Don't give them any life. Great job forcing the fumble. You already got the lead. You take the ball back with a little bit of time. Nail meet coffee.
Here's the handoff. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time.
Deep shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Rebels. The Hottie Toddies are full-throated right now as Ole Miss builds the lead.
They got the momentum going. The offense is clicking. You see that a lot of times with Ole Miss. big rivalry game against Mississippi State. Can they respond, Palmer?
And Ole Miss, you know, is one of those teams you just blink and all of a sudden they're blowing you out. That's been the case here today. The Bulldogs got to find a way to slow them down.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Croman Hoke. Unloads to the wideout. It's incomplete, and I tell you, this sophomore quarterback's lucky to get that one back.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He took a hit as he could and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number one for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets...
And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And this offense, unfortunately, finishing like they've played all game long, struggling to put points on the board. Another turnover here late in the football game, and I think people are starting to go ahead and exit the aisles and take on off out of here.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing match.
He'll take a shot. And that one was way too far for anybody to catch, except ticket holders.
Well, this defense was ready for go-balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Once you start to get down here towards the goal line, it's so much more difficult to throw the football, and you really want to stretch the defense sideline to sideline and use your speed and take advantage of the grass when you see it. They try to take a little bit of a shot down the field unsuccessfully. Nice job by this defense.
It's good. Easy call for the refs. And that lead grows even bigger.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield, it's Croman Hoke. He wants a big play here late. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like, they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
And it is Ole Miss marking its territory in this one and taking down Mississippi State to claim the Egg Bowl. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.